How do we solve matrix operations when the required are just parts and not the whole matrix? Learn it here in Numerical Solutions to C problems. The first problem asks for the element 2, 3 of the cofactor matrix given matrix A as shown. To solve the element directly, take note that Aij is analogous to A23, which is basically taking the second row and the third column as intersection, and then take the cofactor as it is the required operation. So after covering row 2 and column 3, the remaining elements are shown, and the cofactor is the scalar raised to the summation of the required element's location. So add row 2 with column 3. Attach to these the determinant of the elements left after the cover. And since we have a 3 by 3 matrix, we can then employ Sarrus rule. So mirror the first two columns. At this point, we multiply elements following diagonals and treat the outputs as positives. The first is 3 times negative 3 times 6, giving negative 54. Next has negative 2 times 4 times 2, giving negative 16. Then the last positive is 2 times 5 times 4, which is 40. The anti-diagonals should also be solved, starting with 2 times negative 3 times 2, which is negative 12, followed by 4 times 4 times 3, giving 48. Then the last diagonal has 6 times 5 times negative 2, giving negative 60. Add all the products. Negative 54 plus negative 16 and 40 give negative 30. Also, negative 12 plus 48 plus negative 60 is negative 24. Now the simple equation for the cofactor is negative 1 raised to 5, which is simply negative 1 times positives less negatives. That is substituted into negative 1 times negative 30 minus negative 24, giving element 2, 3 of the cofactor as positive 6. The second problem requires element 2, 3 of adjoint B given matrix B. We know that the adjoint or adjugate is the transpose of the cofactor, which means the operation to use to solve this problem is again cofactor. To deal with the transpose, we also know that this is the operation where we just interchange rows and columns. So even when we are looking for B23, we are going to work on B32 of the original matrix B. With B32, focus on the third row and the second column. Then proceed to cofactor, which starts with the scalar negative 1 raised to the third row plus the second column, or simply raised to 5. Attach the remaining elements, which form a 3 by 3 matrix. And since we have a small sized matrix now, we can use Sarrus rule. So continue by mirroring the first two columns. The diagonals start with 3 by 5 by 7, which is 105. The second diagonal has negative 6, negative 1, and negative 4 multiplied together, resulting to negative 24. The third diagonal has 2 times negative 2 with 3, which make negative 12. The anti-diagonals start with negative 4, 5, and 2, which give negative 40. The next has 3 times negative 1 times 3, which make negative 9. The third anti-diagonal has 7 times negative 2 times negative 6, resulting to 84. Add all positives into positive 69. Then all anti-diagonals or negatives into 35. The cofactor of element 3, 2 is then negative 1 raised to 5 times the positives minus negatives. That is, negative 1 times 69 minus 35, giving negative 34. Thus, element 2,3 of the adjoint of B is negative 34. The next problem requires element 2,3 of the transpose of matrix B times matrix A. First is to identify the transpose of matrix B, where this is just flipping the elements from the columns into rows. After which, we can multiply readily. Focus on element 2,3, which means take the second row of the transpose of B, then the third column of matrix A. Multiply the elements in order, so the transpose of B times A then becomes 4 times 5 from the first elements, plus 1 times negative 6 from the second pair. The third pair has 2 times 2, then the last pair is 5 times 3. Simplify each product and have 20 minus 6 plus 4 plus 15, giving the transpose of B times A as positive 33. The fourth problem requires element 2,3 of the conjugate of C times the transpose of C, giving matrix C. The first one we need is conjugate, which is the transpose of the conjugate, so we need to identify the conjugate of C first. C bar, or the conjugate, is taken as just the sign reversal of the imaginary numbers in the elements. For example, at element 1, 1, 2 plus I becomes 2 minus I. Element 2, 1, which is negative 6I, becomes positive 6I. Do the same in all the elements. After taking the conjugate, solve for the dagger, and that is just to take the transpose of the conjugate. So the elements in the row of C bar become the elements of the column. The next thing to prepare is the transpose of C. So take the original matrix C and operate with the transpose, which means the same signs of the imaginary numbers are carried. After preparing the matrices, multiply C dagger with C transpose. Take the elements of the second row of C dagger and the third column of C transpose. The first elements are 1 minus 4I and 1 minus 7I. The second pair has 5 minus 2I times 4 minus 3I. The third pair contains 4 plus 3I and 5I. And the last pair includes 8 and 3 minus 2I. In case we simplify each term manually, use FOIL method. The first pair then becomes 1 minus 11I plus 28I squared. The second term has 20 minus 23I plus 6I squared. The third is only using distribution, giving 20I plus 15I squared. And also with the fourth pair, resulting to 24 minus 16I. We know that I squared is negative 1, so the terms can then be simplified as negative 27 minus 11I, 14 minus 23I, and negative 15 plus 20I. We also copy the last term, 24 minus 16I. All we needed to do now is to collect similar terms. The real numbers are negative 27, 14, negative 15, and 24, resulting to negative 4. The imaginary numbers have negative 11I, negative 23I, 20I, and negative 16I, which become negative 30I. So C dagger times C transpose is negative 4 minus 30I.